No one ever really knows how you feel. You may think you know how others feel, but you really don't.
Everybody can agree with me when I say that not all smiles are genuine. A smile can be a facade, a mask. A smile can hide 1,000 emotions. As harsh as it may seem, this is the truth. Everyone hides their emotions. Everyone keeps their emotions locked up inside and just waits for those emotions to vanish. This only causes more pain. I should know. I'll do it myself. My name is Zach Shavasco, and I'm just like you. I have a family, I've got friends, I go to college, I have a very privileged life. On the surface, I'm just an average head in a sea of faces, but no one really knows what goes through my head apart from me. I'm my own person with my own struggles. Do you know that on average, 8.2 million people suffer with depression and anxiety a year in the UK alone? The scary thing is that depression is common. Depression hurts many, many people every single day. But depression and anxiety is a worldwide pandemic that haunts millions across the globe. How many people do you think actually speak about their life problems to a loved one or friend? The truth is, we will never find out. Mental health is a global problem that seems to never slow down or go away. Now, I'm about to showcase some interviews I've made with a mixture of people discussing mental health.
Alright, so Sahib, what comes to your mind when you think of the word happiness?
Peace, joy, content with what you have.
What makes you happy in your life?
My family, friends, things that I do.
But it got to like 2018 where, you know, my granddad died, my dad's dad died. You know, I wasn't close with my dad, but I was close to my granddad. You know, I'd see him a lot. And when he died, like, it just ripped me in half, you know. Because I didn't even get to say goodbye, you know. It's just tough, because, you know, I wish I could have just seen him before. You know, I saw him like a few months before he died, and he looked like a completely different person. He had Parkinson's, and like, he had cancer, and his whole body had just changed. I remember him being like, no, I wouldn't call him fat, but I'd call him like, he was a big guy. And I remember stepping out of the car and seeing him, and he just looked like a skeleton. And it freaks me out. And I ran upstairs and I just burst into tears. In 2018, it was June 15th, 2018. And that's when, you know, I started like getting into like being really bad at school. I'd start like just misbehaving, not doing my work, not doing my homework, and I'd use it as like a scapegoat to like just do dumb shit, man. Like I'd just go out and I wasn't myself.
First off, what comes with your work? What do you actually do?
So I'm the Safeguarding and Welfare Advisor for the Bracknell College, and my role is to help remove any barriers to learning. So if students have got issues at home, problems at home, it could be big problems, it could be small, it's to just help them to engage with support so that they can continue on their courses. Yeah.
What challenges come with working at college?
There are lots of challenges. There are lots of when a student doesn't want to access support, but you can see that they really need to have their help and support. That can be really difficult, especially when you know they're a student that are more than capable of doing well on their course.
Yeah.
That can be really hard. That can be one of the, I think, probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, I bet.
When was the last time you cried?
It's been ages. Yeah. hardly cry. I mean,
would you consider yourself an emotional person?
internally, yeah. I really bury the stuff deep down in me because I kind of think
It's ironic you say that.
it's kind of pointless of exactly bringing it out.
Okay, this one's a bit emotional.
Okay.
Can you recount a time in your life where you're at your lowest point emotionally?
I think it's when you lose people, if you've lost somebody, especially somebody that's really close to you, they're the times that I think you find it difficult to pick yourself up because you don't know how you deal, and you deal with it each time, you deal with it differently. I don't think anything like that ever gets easy, and I think that is probably when, for me, would be a really, really low point, is knowing that you've lost somebody and that you're not going to get to see them again. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does the death of your family members affect you?
Well, last year in April, I lost my other granddad, and that was the one that really set me off, because this was the father figure in my life that I never had. He was always there. He was always smiling and always chatting. And when he died, it just didn't feel the same. Like, you tell yourself things are going to get better, and you tell yourself that like it will get easier with time, but it just doesn't. It's always there on your mind, always. I haven't seen him in over a year. It's just like a massive part of my life is gone. Obviously I've lost other people in my life, like I've lost uncles and I've lost, I've lost pets, but nothing really like hits until you lose someone that you look up to your whole life. I look up to my granddad my whole life. He was always there for me. He was always there, just pointing me in the right direction, and he was always making my day better. The day that I found out he died, I just didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. It really messed me up, right in the middle of the pandemic as well. Slap bang in the middle. It just really messed me up.
It's devastating, and it leaves such a void that you think, however is that going to be filled or even go away?
As I grew older, I realised that families change, and friends even change up on you sometimes, and it's kind of hard.
I break down over lots of different, little different things. It doesn't even need to be a big major thing. It could just be something so simple and stupid, but it's still push my buttons, and I just break down. I'm a quite emotional person. On the outside, you wouldn't think it. You'd think that I'm just I put on a strong face, I put on a happy face when I'm in front of everyone. But it's just, behind closed doors, and when you're by yourself, you just get in your thoughts, and your mind's racing a million miles an hour, and you don't really know what to do with yourself.
Do you believe in personal struggles?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody at some point, not necessarily all of the time, do people have personal struggles, but definitely I would say that I don't think I know anybody that hasn't at some point had a real difficult personal struggle. That when they've come to the end of that struggle has made them a stronger person.
I would go out with my friends and just smoke weed all day and just take my mind off it. But every time I got back home, it's just the high went, and I just felt like crap again. I just miss him so much. I wish he was here today to see how far I've come and how much I've changed. But you don't get that opportunity. When you say like you prepare your whole life for death. You prepare your whole life, and you're so scared of it. You're scared to lose your loved ones more than to die yourself, which is one of the things that I had. I was more scared to lose my family than to lose myself.
If there's someone watching this who are worried about speaking out about mental health, what would you say advice to them?
Talk. Because everyone talking about mental health does help, and I know some people say it doesn't help me, it won't get me through it, but just by saying the words sometimes just alleviates a little bit of what's going on, because some things, if they're left in your mind even for a couple of days longer than they should have done, can be more detrimental than you having a good cry and talking about how you're feeling, and it does help in the long run, but it is baby steps and it takes time. So if you have got mental health struggles, talking them through, but not expecting a quick fix, expecting that talk to go on for quite some time.
I shouldn't be thinking so negative. I've got a very privileged life. I'm very lucky. I'm a lucky guy. I've got great people around me that keep me going each day. But the ones that have passed, like, you'd never forget them. Like, they're always in your mind, constantly.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to interview me.
You're welcome.
Alright, thank you so much for that, bro.
That's it. Mad. Do you regret anything in life?
I regret a lot of things in life. I regret not making the most out of my childhood. I regret not making my mum proud, not making my family proud. I regret not saying goodbye to my granddad. I literally saw him 2 days before he died. My mum saw him the day before he died. I should have just gone with her. I should have just gone with her, just hugged him and told him how much I loved him. But
If you have any advice for people watching this, what is it?
it's just to, keep your head up. Keep going, keep moving forward. There'll be better days. There'll be days where you feel like, you're in the dumps. You feel like all you could just do was just, cry or die. But, times will get easier. It will get better. You just gotta look out for the good things. You need to stay grateful as well. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take your loved ones for granted. Don't take your friends for granted. Take every day like it's your last, because you could go to sleep one day and wake up the next and not be here, or one of your family members, and then you need to cherish every moment. Life's too short to just go your whole life being miserable, or I can't say anything because obviously I look a bit miserable now, but you can't just go through life just waiting for things to come to you or waiting for the good things to happen to you. You need to go get it. You need to stay grateful. That's the same with everyone. Everyone's emotional in their own way. Like, you can't say, oh, you're not an emotional person, because everyone is. Everyone is, and that's a fact. I am. I may not look it to like the average person, but I am. You need to just, you talk about certain things and certain things happen, and it does break you down, it kills you inside. So I'm a very sensitive person. I don't like to shout it out to the world that I'm sensitive, because I don't like people like getting in my business. I don't like just random people knowing what I'm like, but I am sensitive, as is everyone. It's the humanity in us, isn't it? Everyone's got emotions. And in April, when my granddad died, you know, I stopped eating. I've got really bad, like, I don't even, like, my appetite is just gone. I eat like 1 meal a day, if that. I haven't eaten anything today. It's a fact, I haven't eaten anything today. You know, and that started from
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
For God's sake. No, but it started, you know, last year I stopped eating properly, and now it's the 7th of May 2021, and it still hasn't gone back to normal. I still don't have, you know, a normal appetite. I don't eat 3 meals a day because I can't. I struggle to eat. You know, I've lost so much weight just from not eating, just from, you know, I don't know, not eating is a sign of stress, it's a sign of depression, it's a sign of anxiety, it's all of them. And I don't want to say I've got all of them, because I haven't been diagnosed with anything. I haven't gone to the doctor, I haven't told anyone my problems. You know, this is the first time I'm speaking out and telling people, like, what I've gone through.
It's mainly about putting up the front.
Trust. You know, so I stopped eating, so that's bad, that's still going on. Lockdown made me more anxious, it made me more nervous. You know, look, if you could see my fingers, yeah? These are all where I bite my fingers because I get nervous. You know, I think it's just a nervous tick. Like when I'm nervous, I'll just sit there, bite my nails. When I'm anxious, you know, I'll rip them. Even if they'll hurt, I'll just slap a plaster on it, take the plaster off, and just keep going again. Which I know it's wrong because that's very unhealthy and that can, you know, mess you up. But like, there's just so many things, like so many little things that happened last year that just altered, like, just my behaviour and altered my mood and altered, like, I don't even know the word.
It was very hard for me to be able to talk about my experiences and struggles, but I hope that in doing so, someone has learned something or has the motivation to go get help. If you are struggling with depression, anxiety, or any horrible mental disorder, even if you don't have someone to speak to, or you're just upset, visit www.samaritans.com. They specialise in helping young people get through problems, and you never know, it could just help you. Thank you.